episode of The Garage Life. It's been obviously a long time since we've done this video, but we've kind of stepped into the whole new world of sim racing. I've got involved about 3 weeks ago. Barry's gone full ham, which is what this video is all about. If you follow us on Instagram, you would have seen the picture of the said subject that he purchased last week. And yeah, I thought we'd like talk you through, I suppose, the process, the highlights and the lowlights and all that kind of stuff of how it's working. But I suppose initially we want to talk about why Barry went full ham. Then we have Niall here, who's actually working in the background, trying to get this all working for us from the Virtual Race Academy. He's going to join us on the couch. Jump in, and
while we're doing that.
So yeah, we'll start off with, I'd like to say, go back to the original why full ham. Like, cause I suppose I have a little, like a home setup, you call it.
Yeah.
Fairly grand, like, does the job.
It's good.
But Barry literally spent 30 minutes, and next thing was a text message of, I bought this.
Yeah. Alright, so what happened was, it was the kind of perfect storm. Wasn't my fault.
Alright.
Definitely not. What happened was, I had to go on Marty Sim, then I had to go on the lads from Virtual Race Academy on their sim and set up and stuff. I was like, yeah, it's kind of cool. At the same time, I had an actual, like, cheap kind of race car for sale. Or, well, it actually wasn't for sale. I had it, and then I kind of decided I was going to sell it. And I sold it and didn't do anything specific with the funds. It would have ended up in rubbish. You know, things like kitchens and, you know, bathrooms.
Sensible things.
Yeah, so that wasn't going to happen. So I decided I'd put it into, the money I got for that, into a sim. So that was it. So we started off and did a bit of shopping around and online and got a few bits ordered. And then a bit of a deal came about on something, and it kind of went.
A bit of a deal.
A bit, well,
yeah.
a deal.
A deal.
Yeah, a deal. Came around on something, and that was that was the juncture in the road where we went from normal to Marty's words full ham, and we buried hard right up the road of full ham, and here we are.
12. So yeah, because even like getting this said item is a 12-hour, there's a ferry plus a 12-hour drive.
A 4-hour ferry, 6 hours. Oh, a 4-hour ferry in a yellow weather warning, which meant that the boat was
rocking.
Yeah,
don't come knocking.
Quite a bit. Then 6-hour drive, pick up said item, turn around, 6-hour drive back, and then an even rockier ferry back to Ireland.
Like 2 in the morning.
I can't even remember. It was early. I was tired.
So anyway, let's just say he's fully committed to being a full ham.
That's dedicated.
Yeah, but it is going to be worth it in terms of, I suppose, like practice. Like it's, I suppose it's where both guys come in here. Like, you know, Barry has a lot of racing experience. Like raced a lot in Mondello. I think going to the UK next year, do 1 or 2 rounds?
Yeah, I've done a few in the UK over the years. I'm going to do a few more next year, yeah.
So yeah, so you'll be able to practice on said item. And obviously you're on the other end of the scale where you're trying to, actually, it's his fault we have this addiction all of a sudden. Like, cause 4 weeks ago we had like no idea that we were going to do this. Yeah. But you're the one that's kind of facilitating all the computers and stuff like that. So let Niall obviously introduce the Virtual Race Academy as a whole.
As a plug, yeah. Well, you know, I suppose to the guys what they were saying. What I have is kind of you describe as a hobby out of control. I suppose at this stage we literally have moved out to Mondello. We've got 5 or 6 sims out there at this stage now. Barry and Marty been out to help us get that set up and get something dialed in. I tried my hand at a bit of racing this year with the Open Endurance Series, the MX-5, and definitely we're getting closer between the simulation, which would have been historically gaming, I suppose, but that's moving closer. The online racing, you know, got virtual reality. I'm sure we'll show you later on what Barry's bought in terms of motion rigs and that, but in the Virtual Race Academy, that's kind of what we're pitched towards. We're selling rigs, systems. We're out there that we can even train people how to set it all up or drive or do whatever. But that's not but a plug for us.
Yeah,
we're just eager to see this stuff going.
See how it goes. Yeah. So, like at the moment, the internet is not our friend. We're currently at 1.6 megabytes. It's incredible.
Thanks, Air. Great service. You guys are rocking it.
So it says 44 minutes to go. So we're going to let this load up, and hopefully, actually, what's actually going to happen is guys from the US are going to remotely come in. But we'll get to that stage and we'll record it later on, and we'll show you what Barry's after purchasing. So in the meantime, well, stay tuned. But the next clip will just be us being there.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Barry, what did you buy?
I don't know. It looks cool. That's why I bought it. The rest of it's up to you.
Give us a quick rundown of. Maybe Niall might know more, Barry might know more. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, what we know is I think this came originally out to an Autosport exhibition. Barry, was it?
Yeah, it came to guys in Simcraft.
Yeah.
It's called an Apex
Tree.
tree there.
Yeah.
So it's got 3 degrees of motion. So pitch, roll, and what they call yaw, which is twist.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is called an Apex Tree, as I said. So it was originally sent over to the UK to the chap I ultimately bought it off. He bought it off them and used it as a demo, I think, at the Autosport show, and then he used it for learning European tracks ahead of going racing in Europe. So it was a handy way for him to learn the circuits without actually having to travel a day or two in advance. And he didn't really have a need for it anymore. He was racing domestically in the UK, so he knew all them tracks. So at the time, it just came up for sale, and I was in the market, and it kind of worked out. And quick trip to the UK, and here we are.
So if you did check these out online, they are like $50,000 new at the moment. Now Barry did not pay that. He's not that stupid. He didn't sell that much of a race car. But we'll have a quick look at. Let's move all these bits and bobs. Grab the steering wheel there. So it's kind of back in its time, this was a sophisticated. Well, it still is, but it's kind of like not homemade either. It's engineered, really, isn't it? It's the right word.
Yeah. So it's
Look at the steering wheel there and all the.
This is what we have. So to me, it looks like an actual, what I would call real life, and I should probably get shot by the sim racing guys for saying that. A real life steering wheel with the sim stuff attached, with a little carbon panel on the front for all these switches. I'm presuming the VRA guys are going to be able to tell me what to do and how to do it. We have like a proper boss kit here that I'd normally see in a genuine real life racing car. And then all the switches and wires and gizmos in there. And it quick releases onto this, which Niall tells me, Niall, it's a Logitech
G25.
G25.
Highly modified though. We have to figure this out. It looks like it's obviously got 2 fans on it. It's got an additional power supply. I wouldn't be surprised, Barry, if that's a direct drive wheel, especially with how rigid it's bolted on.
Yeah.
So time to see how that works
And
out.
like the pedals as well are
Custom.
not standard.
So this predates all kind of customized sim racing. I'd say this is purely Simcraft's own proprietary pedals. Yeah.
Okay.
Because stuff back then wouldn't really be available now, is that right?
No, it wouldn't have been. Well, when we're saying back then, I would say, I think Simcraft have been making aviation simulators for the best part of 20 years. I know they started making this model around 2009. I believe this one
that
was
ties in from a little bit of history, from the machine. So I got in contact with the guys in Simcraft with Sean over there by email, and they were telling me a little bit that they knew the machine itself once I told them where I got it from, and came back with an interesting little fact that this actual machine, not one like it, this actual one that I'm touching now, was featured in the Ironman 2 movie.
So put a few pictures in for
so
prove
we'll see
it.
a few pictures now shortly with it in the background.
So Tony Stark is
Tony
doing
Stark,
this.
and apparently the Marvel Studios modified it very slightly some way, and the guys in Simcraft have told me that, but not what they've done. And they told me they will once it comes around to speaking to them to get the software into it. So interesting to see what it is that's being created in Marvel Studios.
And obviously now, I suppose we're nearly there, but now we're trying to get in touch with the guys in
in the
US.
States, so it's maybe it's Friday just before Christmas, so maybe they've finished up a little bit early, just not picking up the phone at the moment, which is a pity, but I'm sure we'll get them soon enough.
That'll be another video for another day if it doesn't get motion today. But
it is all a bit
We've got
last
the
minute.
steering wheel going, we've got the pedals going. Get the sound going next.
Yeah, we've a bit of sound.
and they won't be able to get a test drive.
Take it for a test drive, yeah.
Can you hook up that other screen there?
We can in time, but we're going to just use this main one here on the
Get the
desk.
VR hooked up.
And we get the VRs for the driver, and then we'll use this.
Are you not a
screen.
driver now?
No, well, I don't know. Test pilot first, maybe. Oh, it should be alright. It's not turned on. I've visions of this thing jumping out of the room when we turn it on. But anyway.
True, it is quite. It's about 7 foot high by 8 foot wide, isn't it?
Well,
Long, whatever
Mark,
you're
you're like what, 6'4", and you've still to peek over the top of it. So
yeah,
it's
pretty tall.
I can nearly see under it, but I'm
You see all
doing
these
it at height scale.
mad rams and stuff like that, and there's a the power
Actuators.
station and yeah, there you go. That's been power station actuators and all those gizmos. So yeah, we'll still wait for our shitty internet, and we'll hopefully get back into it when this thing works.
We'll definitely get it going.
Yeah,
Make it
we'll
work.
be shaking
We'll
it.
get it going.
We'll be
yeah.
shaking it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Right. So we are actually probably 4 hours later from when we started, and Barry's just received the text message.
Yeah, so what happened was we got in touch with the guys in Simcraft about 5 hours ago, pre-arranged to get in touch with them at that stage to let them know when we were ready to go, and they would come in and remote desktop install all their software. Unfortunately, about 4 or so hours later, when we try and chase them up and see where they are, get a text message back from saying that they're on their Christmas or holiday season, I suppose, work at night out. So,
That
no
puts everything-
movement tonight.
Yeah, that puts everything on hold. So, yeah, this is not how this video was planning on going whatsoever.
When you know the problem there, we planned it. We
Planned
never
it,
worked
yeah,
out.
never, pretty much. So, Niall from the Virtual Race Academy, plug, is still again working in the background here. He's gonna get the VR goggles working so Barry can spin around tonight, and hopefully by tomorrow
Yeah,
things
so
will be moving.
we're gonna have
Barely.
basically a passive rig set up tonight because, as I said, Niall's here. He's coming into shot. He's just behind the camera. He's
I
gonna
didn't go at my Christmas party, did I?
No, you
I'm
didn't. You're
here.
here.
VRA always
Here you
deliver,
are.
folks.
So Niall's gonna get us racing in a passive mode,
Yeah.
and then the guys from Simcraft promises they'll be in touch in the morning. Maybe a little worse for wear after their Christmas night out, and they'll get us moving, as Marty says, literally. So
Literally, yeah. So yeah, that signs off this really depressing video. Don't forget.
it's not really depressing, Marty.
Ah,
Nobody
come
died. This is like a first world problem.
This is a
This
third
is
world
okay. This happens. See,
This
I've
is
been
the
racing.
first world of problem.
Yeah, I've been racing, real thing, for years.
Yeah.
Never get your hopes up because something will always kick you in the ass.
There you go.
Here we go.
So yeah, like the video, subscribe, share, all that kind of stuff, and come back when God knows when the second part of this video will this be moving. And good luck, goodbye,
Bye-bye.
thank you for watching. See you on the flip side.
Cool.
I didn't get